come into tonight's contest with an overall 6-1 overall, 0-0 in the conference. Let's introduce today's Scouts first Thursday Braves on UNC Pembroke. At 1-4, 66, from Columbia, South Carolina, number 12, James Murray Boyles. Also forward, 6'7", the senior from Goldsboro, North Carolina, number 39, Brandon Whitaker. At 1 guard, 5'10", a sophomore from Charlotte, number 32, Giovanni Mack. At guard, 5'7", a junior from Fayetteville, North Carolina, number 3, Alex Bradley. And at guard, 6'4", a sophomore from Wesley Chapel, North Carolina, number 0, Brandon Watts. The head coach of the Braves is Ben Miller, assisted by Drew Richards, Cortez Brown, and Ellen Miller. And now, Cougar fans, let's meet and greet the starters. First at guard, 6'3", a senior from Fountain, Colorado, number 20, Brent Jackson. Also at guard, 6'5", a senior from Phoenix City, Alabama, number 2, Darren Daniel. The man in the middle, a 6'8" from West Memphis, Arkansas, number 25, DeMarcus McVeigh. At guard, 5'9", a sophomore from Dublin, Georgia, number 1, Ja'Cory Payne. And at guard, 6'1", a senior from Columbus, Georgia, number 3, Cam Baker. The head coach of the Cougars is Robert Moore, assisted by Ben Hicks, Carl Little, and Chevy King.
And now the boys. After the Columbus State Lady Cougars began Peach Belt play on the right foot against UNC Pembroke, the men will look to follow. At the Frank G. Lumpkin Center, it's the Columbus State Cougars with a record of 6-1, facing the UNC Pembroke Braves, the record of 6-4. Hello, everybody. Will DeVore courtside here at Herbert Green Court. Columbus State coming off its first loss of the season. They fell against Niles a couple of days ago. Make that Lane on Saturday by a score of 74-71. Facing a foe that has bounced them from victory late many times over the past couple of seasons. Columbus State leads the overall series against UNC Pembroke 27-8, but Pembroke has won 6 of 10, including 2 last season. Up in Pembroke, North Carolina, the margin in December of last year was 76-72, and in the NCAA tournament, 89-82. CSU taking a bow in the first round of the tournament. We are underway now from the Lumpkin Center. Start time just shy of 7:30, and it starts off with an open bank and a lone for Cam Baker. Baker with his first basket of the game. Columbus State will try and keep the tempo going as they have all season. They lead the Peach Belt Conference, 91.7 points per game. That is tops in the league. And a long 3 attempt rattles home. Actually, no rattle whatsoever. Brandon Watts. 3-2 is the lead. Darren Daniel for 3, and he's off the mark to the left. The rebound pulled down by Brandon Watts. Just made that 3-pointer for Pembroke. And it's an easy layup this time for Brandon Winford. Winford, 6'7", senior out of Goldsboro, North Carolina. The lead is 5-2 for UNC Pembroke. Columbus State wearing the all-white uniforms. New uniforms for CSU as they've got the Columbus State Cougar logo on them instead of just Columbus or Cougars. Ja'Cory Payne for 3, counted in the foul. Well, Ja'Cory Payne doing what he has done best all season. hitting buckets and hitting them quickly. Ja'Cory will have a chance for a 4-point play. Payne shooting very well from beyond the arc. 46%. That's 13 for 28. Now he is 14 of 29, and he completes the 4-point play. Ja'Cory puts Columbus State back up 6-5 in the early salvo of this one. If you missed the starting lineup for both sides, we'll get that to you right now, as the three-pointer attempt is too strong by Watts. Rebound for Cam Baker. Baker feeding Brent Jackson, two senior leaders. Jackson, layup, rejected right up front by Brandon Watts. He has been everywhere. Watts, one of the starters for Pembroke, along with Alex Bradley, who just turned it over right there. James Murray Boyles, as Baker is off the bottom of the iron. Rebound pulled down offensive. Giovanni Mack for UNC Pembroke and Brandon Winford for UNC Pembroke. For Columbus State, Ja'Cory Payne, Darren Daniel, Cam Baker, Brent Jackson, DeMarcus McVeigh. Missing piece for CSU in this game, Brentine Taylor. He'll be out for a couple of games at least. Columbus State will try and make up without him, missing his 14 points and 8 boards per game. Brent Jackson with 7 to shoot. Rims out. Cotton Candy just doesn't go, and a rebound is going the way of UNC Pembroke. 2 minutes in, excitement already. 6-5, Pembroke in the lead. Trailing, rather. Columbus State is in the lead. Going inside, this is Murray Boyles. Dish back out to Watts. Watts, 8 to shoot. Brings it back out. James Murray Boyles, three-pointer. Well off the mark. It ends up in the lap of a cheerleader. Where'd the airball chance? Barely any airball chance. That's what you get for playing a basketball game over Christmas break. One of the students here to accost the opposing side. Pembroke in the all-black uniforms with the gold outline. No solid numbers. Columbus State, very easy to read uniforms. Cam Baker slicing inside between two defenders. Dishes out to Jackson for 3. Got it! Brent Jackson has been putting on a show in the early part of this season. He was a free shooter all of last year, his first year, and an offensive foul. Brent Jackson doing it on both ends, offensively, defensively. A solid bench player for Robert Moore last year. One of the 2 senior leaders for Columbus State this year, and he has shown it. Shooting the lights off. 16 points per game, nearly 6 rebounds, shooting 49% from the floor and 36% from the arc. A Dolly Parton special, 9-5 on the scoreboard. Teardrop, Jackson, no good. Second chance, up, no. Third chance, Jackson will get free throws. Not happy with himself, not making 3 field goal attempts that time, but he will get the chance to rattle home a couple of points from the foul stripe. Jackson, the senior from Fountain, Colorado. Joined Columbus State last year from Tabor College, JUCO school out there in the Rocky Mountain State. Nothing but net on the first free throw attempt. And he makes the second. 5 points for Brent Jackson. 11-5 is the Columbus State lead. 9 points in a row for the Cougars, who open up a 6-point lead against Ben Miller and UNC Pembroke. Miller, the head coach of the Braves, directing his team to try and steal a game here in the Lumpkin Center. UNC Pembroke won twice last season against the Cougars, but none of those were here in the lump. Baker. Here's Darren Daniel. Daniel, such speed. He can't bring the layup home. And the rebound going for Murray Boyles and UNC Pembroke. Here's Alex Bradley running the point. Bradley, the junior guard from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Murray Boyles swings back out to Bradley. Interception by Brent Jackson. Brent Jackson knocks Bradley over. No whistle that time. Brent Jackson playing like a linebacker in the back court. 3 from the corner. Rims out. Rebound taken down. That's Watts. Brandon Watts. Give and go with Bradley. Gives it back to Bradley. Here's Giovanni Mack. Swing is into Watts in the corner. Murray Boyles inside. Too strong. Rebound pulled down McVeigh. DeMarcus McVeigh with the pressure that time, forcing Murray Boyles to put a stronger effort than he would have liked. Ja'Cory Payne, 4 points in one play a few moments ago. And he tries to get into McVeigh. It's out of bounds, and that'll bring us to the media timeout. 15:01 remaining in the first half. We're back on Cougar Sports TV, 11-5, Columbus State's lead as we begin the second portion of this first half. Columbus State 22-8 last season. In the conference, they finished second in the PVC's West Division behind just Montevallo. Got to the PVC Championship game, held a 25-point lead in the second half. Saw Montevallo whittle that away, and they lost in overtime as a three-point attempt is good by Brandon Watts, his second tray of the game, to get Pembroke back within one possession. And Columbus State fell in the first round to this very same Brave squad. Robert Moore's second appearance in the national tournament in about 6 years as the head coach. Ja'Cory Payne rims out the three-point attempt, and the rebound is going for UNC Pembroke. Now a three ball by Giovanni Mack. Mack, no good. Rebound saved by Pembroke. Inside, rejected by DeMarcus McVeigh. Daniel comes down with the rebound. Subs will come in for Columbus State. Harvard Kamaj and, surprisingly, Brentine Taylor. Taylor, in fact, is active on the roster for this game. Daniel from 18 foot drains it. Nothing but net for Darren Daniel. Senior from Phoenix City. Hasn't gotten into basketball for quite some time. He played football at Stanford and for the Columbus Lions, the indoor football team. Had a year left of eligibility, decided to play basketball. He's putting together a nice season so far, 7.6 points per game, shooting 40% from the floor. Rejection by McVeigh. And here's Ja'Cory Payne on the other end. Drops it back to Baker. Baker cross court. Daniel, three, right in front of the Pembroke bench. He'll make that all day long. Darren Daniel, 5 points in a row for that young man. It's 16-8, CSU doubling up the opposition right now. Giovanni Mack will try and get this thing back all square for UNC Pembroke, who needs a run. You're facing a Columbus State team that is shooting the lights off at the beginning of the season. And a finger roll by Watts, rolls off the rim. Second chance no good. Here's Baker on the fast break. Cam, no look pass. Jackson thunders it home. Timeout taken. Ben Miller, he's going to try and get a hold on this game. It's slipping away from him. Brent Jackson runs out the dunk, and it's a double-digit lead for CSU, 18-8. We'll take a quick 30-second break here on Cougar Sports TV and come back for all the action. The lump is rocking. Don't come a-knocking. Yeah, it's a chance to be one of those nights for the Cougars. One of those really high-scoring nights. 18-8. 12:40 remaining in the first half. Columbus State. Last time they were in this building, it was November 21st against West Georgia as a three-ball rattles home from the corner from Giovanni Mack. They won 110-106, one of the highest-scoring games in the history of this building, and indicative of the Cougars' potent offense so far this season. Brentine Taylor fresh into the game, him and Arvin Kamaj. The big men inside. They're going to get Brentine Taylor for the offensive foul. Knocked Brandon Winford nearly out of his shoes that time, but he keeps his wits. He set his feet, and he draws the offensive foul. Next foul against Bradley. Bradley on the floor, along with Mack. This is Watts. Basically the entire starting lineup except for now Jihad Wright, number 4, the guard from Gastonia, North Carolina. Teardrop goes in by Brandon Watts. It rattled around the edges of the eye for a couple seconds, but now the points 8 for Brandon Watts. He is the one to watch if you're UNC Pembroke. Cam Baker for 3. Off the mark. Push it to the left. Rebound going for Mack. Mack stops. Passes to Bradley. Bradley back to Mack for 3. Got it! 8-point run. 8-0 for UNC Pembroke. Using the runs, they are back within 2. Darren Daniel, give and go with Cam Baker. Baker is fouled. He'll have free throws coming. But first we will have a media timeout. The under 12 timeout. 18-16. Pembroke back in like the blink of an eye. Come back with us on Cougar Sports TV for the final 11-10 in the first half. Back on Cougar Sports TV, Will DeVore with you at the Frank G. Lumpkin Center. Well, you think it's a Metallica concert. Enters Sandman blaring. Cam Baker trying to play the Sandman. Hit a couple of free throws. He was fouled going up before our media timeout. Now here he is, Cam Baker, one of the top free throw shooters in the Peach Belt Conference. 81% coming into this one. And like clockwork, he misses the first free throw. Baker, the senior from Columbus, getting 1 year for his hometown team, making the most of it so far. 18.3 points per game, and he misses both free throws. So in the first game, we saw Michelle Mitchell miss a couple of free throws that she probably shouldn't have, and now Cam Baker has as well. The score remains 18-16, Columbus State in the lead, but Brandon Watts trying to change all that. Reverse layup off the glass and good. Brandon Watts doing his best Baker impression. He's got 10 points for the halfway point of the first half. Watts averaging just under 13 a contest. That looks like it's going to go up. The feed for Arvin Kamaj overshoots its mark. The rebound going for Pembroke. Bradley working baseline. Taylor gets a hand on it and an interception. Here come the Cougars. CSU not shooting lights out like they usually have, only shooting about 37.5% so far in this one. Kamaj, baseline, fouled. Jihad Wright not happy with that call. That's his second foul. Not many minutes for Wright. and he'll probably have to take a seat for the rest of the half with foul trouble. 5 fouls against UNC. And they got to call this one on the is James Murray Boyles. Boyles, the freshman starter from Columbia, South Carolina. Baker gets into Ja'Cory Payne. Baker, Payne, Jackson, Taylor, and Kamaj. An even mix of big and small for Robert Moore on the floor right now. Brentine Taylor, stop, pop, yes. Taylor averaging 13.7 points per game, 8.1 rebounds, team leader in rebounds. He's got that nice long-distance jumper. And Columbus State's got the lead back again, which they quickly cede as James Murray Boyles lays it in. Boyles making just his second start for UNC Pembroke, averaging 6 points per game. He's on the scoreboard for the first time. Halfway through the first half, 20 all. Baker pulls up from 3, off the mark to the right. He gets his own rebound. Looking to set something up, he'll slow it down. A fresh 30 for CSU. Gets out to Ja'Cory Payne. Baker, one-hand pass to Brentine Taylor at the top of the circle. Brent Jackson. Jackson from the key, and he got it. Brent Jackson hasn't been missing much in the first couple of months of this season. He's got 10 points. 16 is his average. He may get there in the first half. 23-20 now, Columbus State's lead. Kamaj mugs Murray Boyles on the floor. First foul against Arbin, the Detroit native. And now we'll have a substitution for UNC Pembroke. Taking his seat is Giovanni Mack into the game. Dalen Fuller, the junior guard from Shelby, North Carolina. Murray Boyles in the left corner, guarded by Taylor. Screen set, now a pitch out. Here is Alex Bradley, the point guard. Starter in all 10 of Pembroke's previous games, averaging 11 points. Dishes inside, tipped up in the air, and it comes down. Jackson. Brett forces a turnover, and here come the Cougars. Cam Baker will slow it down, getting the instructions from Robert Moore, sixth-year head coach of Columbus State. Jackson, top of the circle again. Step back. Kamaj. Kamaj with the left hand for 3. Rattles out. It was in and it was out for Arbin, and the rebound goes for UNC Pembroke. Tripping over himself is Fuller. Ball goes to Cam Baker. 2-on-2, 3-on-2. Brentine Taylor works around the screen, tips it back up. Second chance points for Brentine Taylor. 25-20 for Columbus State. We'll have a media timeout at the next break. CSU's reestablished a foothold for the moment. 5 points is the lead. Their biggest lead was 8. They'll try and push it back to that. Watts dishes out. Long 3 attempt from Bradley, and he rattles it home. Both sides starting to heat up. Columbus State will need an answer. It's a one-possession ball game right now. 5 subs combined coming in for both teams at the next break. Jackson from the free throw line. And there's a kick. It'll stay with Columbus State when we come back from our under 8 timeout. 7:14 remaining in the first half. Columbus State 25, UNC Pembroke 23 on Cougar Sports TV. 7:14 to play in the first half. Columbus State 25, UNC Pembroke 23. Both teams starting to shoot well. Columbus State building up. Still just 9 for 22 from the floor. That's 41%, but they are 4 of 10 from downtown. Pembroke, 9 of 18 from the floor, 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. The difference in this one, Columbus State 3 free throws, none for UNC Pembroke. Assists also the name of the game for Columbus State in the first half. 3 apiece for Ja'Cory Payne and Cam Baker. 7-4, they're out assisting UNC Pembroke, but Ja'Cory takes it himself that time. Nice crossover dribble, got the open space. Downtown, nothing but net. Ja'Cory Payne with 7 points. Boy, you looked at him last year as a freshman, Ja'Cory Payne out of Dublin, Georgia. He just looked half a step behind the college game. Right, rattles out, rebound for Ja'Cory. He took that year to develop, and he has certainly grown as a player. This sophomore year of his turning into a spectacular one. Nearly gets an assist that time. Brentine Taylor can't make the difficult layup. A jump ball is called, and the ball will go to UNC Pembroke. But Ja'Cory Payne, 12 points a contest. Shooting 46% coming into this one from beyond the arc. And we've got a sweat break, volleyball style, here at the Lumpkin Center court. That is Herbert Green Court, named for the late, great head coach of the Cougar basketball team, one of the mentors for Robert Moore. And let's face it, just about everybody here in Columbus Day Athletics. The court's named for him. He was athletic director for years and years. But his presence is felt in this Columbus State team. It's a team very reminiscent of Scott Miller of WDAK Radio has mentioned. Running and high scoring and averaging 92 points per game. You can certainly understand that. About 92 steps that time for Brandon Watts. A turnover for UNC Pembroke, their 7th of the first half. Columbus State taking advantage of the freebies that the Braves are giving them. And Pembroke does average 16 turnovers per game. That is near the top of the Peach Belt Conference. 2-point jumper by McVeigh. Misaligned to the right, and the rebound going for the Braves. Here comes Watts. Watts with 10 points already in this game. Guarded closely by Darren Daniel, playing cornerback instead of receiver this time. Matty Seeger-Darson also fresh into the game for CSU. He was guarding Watts that last time around. Daylan Fuller gets the open space against Daniel. Misses short. Offensive rebound. Rolls out. Carson Mounts, robbed by physics of 2 points that time. Here's Ja'Cory Payne. 3-on-1 for CSU. Payne will take it himself with the right hand. No. Taylor tips it up to Daniel. Fighting around. Daniel gets the rebound. Controls. Ja'Cory Payne, right corner. Yes! Ja'Cory Payne fired up. 3 trays for him in this game. 10 points for the sophomore. Now he's a step ahead of the college game, and CSU is back to its largest lead of the contest at 31-23. Under 5 to play in the first half. Fed inside. Winford nearly lost control of it, and he does lose control of it. But instead they say it went off of a Columbus State foot. Referee Bruce Bale calling for a Brave to come over and inbound it. Bruce Bale, the head referee, assisted by Evan Bird and Charles Davis in this game, by the way. And look at Matty Seeger-Darson for a foul before the inbound. Seeger-Darson, the sophomore guard from Reykjavik, Iceland. On the stat sheet for the first time in this game. Not the way he would have wanted to go. Fuller fakes the handoff. Instead takes it himself, gives out to Alex Bradley. They work it back to Fuller, guarded closely by McVeigh. Inside, Brentine Taylor with the hops. Check his Nikes. He may have included some springs in there. Brentine Taylor with a powerful block that time. His 9th of the season. And Pembroke will now have 15 to shoot. Seeger-Darson Wastes a couple of seconds. Nearly takes out Brian Salito from his perch as the public address announcer. Nice effort there from the Icelandic national. And a third chance now for the Braves on this possession. Giovanni Mack, the starting point guard, is into the game now. 8 to shoot for Mack, guarded by Sigurd Arson. Mack, cross up, 15-footer, just threw it towards the basket. Tipped around, offensive rebound by Fuller. Fuller fouled on the floor. McVeigh gets the whistle against him. First foul for DeMarcus, just the fourth foul against Columbus State. Nearly 16 minutes gone. Well played game in terms of physicality for Robert Moore's bunch. They're playing physical, but not too rough. Another awkward shot goes for nothing, but Taylor is stripped on the rebound. Here comes Fuller up with the left hand, and it's good. A nice hustle move there by Alex Bradley. The awareness to take it from Brentine Taylor. And now Pembroke has stopped the rally. It's 31-25, Columbus State's lead. Under 4 to play in the first half. McVeigh, Sigurd Arson, Taylor, Payne, and Daniel. No Jackson, no Baker on the floor. And if you're Robert Moore, you want to see the lead start to accumulate, even with your two seniors on the bench. Payne bounced off the bottom of the iron, and a fast break going for the Braves. Too strong on the layup by Mack. Rebound pulled down Darren Daniel. Daniel brings it up, smiles all the way. Feeds Brentine. Man bun flowing in the breeze. Picks up the assist as DeMarcus McVeigh. Nothing but net from the baseline. 15-foot. That's his speciality. That's an 8-point lead for CSU. 33-25. Just over 3 to go in the first half. Bradley, guarded by Payne. Screen set. Mounts. For both sides as we are under a timeout. Last of the first